Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Alternative Asset Weekly. Our favorite, Alex, Nostalgia Nomics, is on.
How's everyone doing?
So before we go further, please keep in mind, we have no idea what we are talking about. Do not do anything that we do. Do not follow us into any place. Do not think of this as any place. We are not registered investors. We have no idea what your situation is. We just do a lot of research, and Alex happens to run pretty big business in the Pokemon world. So we're here to talk about alternative assets. And I'm really excited for this one. And I got told I'm what's wrong in the hobby, Alex.
Who told you that?
I got told I'm what's wrong with the hobby because you know what? I'm just buying just to hoard. That's what I got told. And I said, yes, I am.
Unapologetically.
Unapologetically.
I like that.
You know what? Because I have no interest in this stuff other than it just goes up.
Hey man, like as long as you're being yourself, that's all that matters.
So I don't know. People don't like the fact that investors are coming in and actually investing in this stuff. And looks like we have a special guest that just arrived, somebody who runs a very large Pokemon and TCG business, Mr. PokeNE.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What up?
What's going on, Brian? How are you?
Dude, I'm doing freaking great. Sorry I'm a tad late.
Where even are you right now?
Well, that's the thing. You know when you like unplug a computer and then plug it back in, anything can be different. Like just goes down. I moved across the hallway. Just unplugged my computer, moved it across the hallway. We're getting some stuff done over here. Everything broke. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'm across the hallway from my usual spot. I gotta get
the shill god.
That's right, shill god 69 PokeNE. Yeah, I gotta get my EV posters back up and behind me right now. It's just dead and boring back here. So
I love the fact that you have a secret lab chair.
I got an E1 racing chair too. Yeah, I play both sides. Oh, look at that. Okay.
The band for the headrest snapped, but these chairs, I swear by them, they're amazing.
See, that's your problem. What you got to get is the magnet.
I'm ordering a new chair this week. From them.
Okay, that's good. You got to get the magnet.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting the new Nano one that they have.
Nah, Steve, you're big enough now, man. Just have them sponsor you and give you a chair for the sponsorship.
Yeah, okay.
That's the real secret. Get that going.
That is the real secret. So it's interesting. I was actually watching Rudy's latest video, and it coincides with what I've been saying this entire week, that the sell-off in tech didn't make sense. Meta's trading at 17.5 times forward earnings. NVIDIA's trading at less than 20 times earnings. Yet everybody's freaking out, and these are the cheapest valuations that they've been in a long time. Microsoft is at 23 times 2027 earnings. And it just seems like when things go down, nobody wants to buy except for me and a few other people that actually have their heads on straight. Everybody panics. I'll buy. If you're selling, I'll buy. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, I had my buy order at 50K Bitcoin, but it just didn't hit it.
That's the mindset, isn't it?
I was trying to buy, Steve.
So I'm glad you actually said that, because I have a theory, and it may not be an actual theory, but a lot of the TCG market is correlated to crypto, because it just seems like people panic when crypto goes down. And I have a problem with things in the crypto market because there's so many people I feel they're on leverage using margin when they shouldn't be. And when things go down, they can't cover, and it makes them sell into weakness. And it just destroys the market in the short term, but creates great situations for people who are sitting on cash. And listening to Rudy's video, I absolutely agree with what he was saying. Did you happen to see the video, either of you, that he just put out?
The brand new one about it's like 30-minute long.
Yeah, about talking about the Pokemon stuff.
I didn't, but I heard people said he's going to be like really bearish going into Q1, or really bullish going into Q1.
Yeah, he was saying that it doesn't matter if you pay 164, 250, or 300 if the same theory holds out, and with the amount of product being ripped by all the ribbon shippers, there's just going to be less sealed product on the market. And to think that boxes won't be 1,000 plus in 3 to 5 years kind of goes against everything that we've seen for the past decade.
I need to watch that video still.
Here's my
sounds
take,
interesting.
Right? My take is once May, June come around and Pokemon releases their print numbers, I think people are really going to freak out. Because in my personal opinion, I don't think the print numbers are much higher than they were last year, if at all. And the rip and ships, like you said, more product is 100% getting ripped exponentially more than it ever was back in Sword and Shield. And by that time, the first block of Scarlet Violet is going to be out of print. So you're going to have 151, Paldea and Fates, Paldea Evolved, all these sets out of print. You're going to have the print numbers come out, and people are going to be like, wait, they were printing the same amount of product back in 23 as they did this year into all this hype. Then it's going to click, and they're going to be like, and all this product got ripped when it wasn't really getting ripped like this back in 22, 23. Uh-oh, we're not going to have any product.
That's the exact point he made. And he said, when you look at the population reports of everything being sent in, the population reports now are so much larger than they were. And all that shows is that there's less sealed product behind the scenes.
Makes sense.
What are your thoughts, man? Brian?
I did not watch the Rudy video yet, which is weird because I watch every single upload he makes. I just haven't had a chance, but I did talk to one of my distributors the other day, and he thinks, without even seeing the Rudy video, he's very confident next year is going to be nuttier than this year. As far as, did you talk to him, Alex?
Not like recently, in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. I talked to him the other day, and yeah, he thinks 2026 will be pretty crazy, and he didn't even mention what you said, the print numbers makes a lot of sense. That's going to get people going nuts. But the only market analysis I've done in the past 48 hours is listen to him just simping 2026, and I'm very excited about it. But I don't think the vast majority of people are going to be.
I mean, like Steve said, I think the same issues in Pokemon. Like, I think it's the same type of mindset with people on leverage. It's people having to, flip things immediately and have to, they have like a short-term mindset, whether they're on credit cards or whether they just need the money for other things and they can't keep it. And I just think it's like the same thing with crypto. Everyone's just looking for that quick buck right now. Whereas like, anyone willing to buy the dips, hold long-term, you're going to be the people everyone hates in the future because you own it all and they were stupid and squandered their money and tried to make these quick plays. So
are you seeing a lot of people trying to sell their whole collection right now? Like all of it? Because I've gotten some very, very, very large sales pitches this past week, probably for the reason you're talking about.
So here's the weird part though. All right. Yes, but no one's panic selling. I'm not, they're wanting like 85%, some want 90%. They're crazy. Others want between 80, 85, but they want 80, 85 on like just nonsense items. And I'm like, I'm paying that on like booster boxes. And so it's like, I'm giving them low offers. Like I'm offering like 80%. I'm offering like 75 on some because it's just a bunch of tins and collection boxes and no one's taking it. So they're reaching out trying to sell, but they're not panic selling for 75, 80%. So there must be somewhat confident.
That's fair. Yeah. The two big ones I've seen, one of them I'm pulling the trigger on. I agree. They're definitely not panic selling. I do think the percentages they want for what they have is a little delusional, but a lot delusional, I suppose. But yeah, you're right. Just a lot of big offers. I think people that want to just cash out, but yeah, panicking definitely not the case. Like the cheapest guy I've been able to get down is 80%. And he's like, you figure out how to get it to Nebraska. And I'm like, oh, okay. He lives in Virginia, so that'll be a hell of a process. I don't drive.
Fly down and rent a U-Haul?
I can't drive. I just can't handle it. It's just that would be too much work. So I'll probably fly down, help him put it on a pallet, and get like an LTL freight thing set up. It's like probably gonna be $1,500 to freight it all over, and I'll call it a day. Dude's never packed a pallet before because what collector has? That's weird, but we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, he got down to 80, which I thought was pretty solid considering the stuff's liquid. But one of the guys, like you said, it's like they got the Corviknight and Lycanroc throne worth of theme decks, and they're like, oh, 90%. I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think people are definitely need liquidity right now. Or I don't know if they need it. I think they just want it. I think they're just getting scared. I think, it's a lot of the same kind of feelings you had back in like 2020, 2021. A lot of these people are, getting money for the first time in their lives. They see their collector app add up to tens of thousands of dollars and some in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I think it's less panic and more of just like, seeing big numbers for the first time in their lives and, just wanting the money. They just want the cash. They want to do other things, whatever else they need to do. And it's just, for a lot of people, like it's becoming life-changing money and they're just wanting to take it and change their lives, which is fine.
Yeah, I guess panic definitely is the wrong word, but it is interesting that I've not gotten offered anything major until the collector app chart started. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
In fact, I've been off YouTube. I've been like unactive from YouTube more than ever in the past 2 or 3 months. I've just kind of been more sporadic.
How's that feel?
And well, I see you upload every freaking day, and every day you don't upload your live, so I feel a lot more free than you probably do. But my goodness, it's like I've been extremely active on YouTube, extremely available for these people. I've not gotten offered a single collection larger than like $10,000 until this month. So they're not panicking, but like you're right. I think they saw a big number 2 or 3 months ago and went, oh, that's nice. And then it started going down a little bit. And they're like, oh shit, I should have grabbed my cash, but I guess I'll do it now. I don't know. From a business standpoint, I'd rather wait until next year to like sell a bunch of stuff. But I guess if they're just people, they want to get their asset, they want to get their money now.
Yeah. There's the tax strategies to think about where a lot of people just don't. Like, I just think, I don't know, in our world, at least, like the Pokemon world, Steve is probably a lot different from the stock world. Like, there's just a lot of, I would say, younger, more emotional people, a lot of which are probably like either just new or have never invested in anything really before. Maybe they have a 401k, maybe they don't. And they're just, I don't know, they're just kind of like just ignorant to like all the different, different strategies out there and why and when to move things. And I think they just kind of let their emotions rule them a lot of the time.
Accurate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would think tax loss harvesting is going to come into play on TCG as much because how many people are actually reporting what they sell? Just
I
saying.
mean, that's fair. Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, with stocks, you have to. There's an electronic transaction, but how many people that are selling at shows are actually reporting everything or reporting the right numbers? I mean, I don't know. But
well, probably none of them. Yeah.
Well, probably none of them. I do think we're in an interesting situation because you can still buy battle styles and some of these other sets for $300-$400
Less.
I mean,
I think Vivid and Battle Styles are still $250 and they're like 4 or 5 years old.
At some point they may catch up. Now maybe they don't, but I don't know why anybody would want to exit out unless they absolutely needed the money for something at this point, because Scarlet and Violet is so new that you have to think at least one of those sets, if not more, are going to break 1,000 at some point. I mean, from Sword and Shield, you have Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies, and then you have a bunch of boxes at 500 already. I mean, if the timeline works the way that it seems like it will, especially with the amount of stuff that's been ripped, it just seems like selling now is crazy. But that's coming from a long-term perspective. I buy things for a 5 or 10-year horizon, if not longer. I mean, I've held metas since the IPO, so I have no problem holding those.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, Brian, what about like some of this new stuff? Like, I know we have a lot of these Charizard UPCs floating around. I know that the second wave of Phantasmal is supposed to be pretty much as big as the first wave, which we're already seeing corrections. Like, do you think some of these new products are going to start seeing like some pretty low prices? Like, Are we going to hit 200 a box? Are we going to see the Charizard UPCs get near MSRP? What are your thoughts on those?
I mean, I really don't think so. I just saw Opossum Bud posted a video of like people Black Friday level scrounging over like blister packs with little coins in them. He posted it like yesterday or today, and I think the title of his video was like "Restocks Don't Stand a Chance," and I mean, Mega Evolutions, like that was a 2-wave thing, and I think it went down a tad, but I don't think Wave 2 did like a whole lot. Maybe it did. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it didn't go down too much, and I don't see why Phantasmal Flames would be any different. The Wave 2, I mean, if I was slightly riskier, like Brian a year ago would put Wave 2 pre-orders up on the site and just sell all of them today, and I think they probably all sell within 24 hours. And a very, very, very small percentage of people would like cancel their pre-order if it dropped a little bit. I would love if the Charizard UPC got as valueless as the 151 UPC though, because like whenever that was the 151 UPC, for a while those were Costco freaking everywhere. People made fun of them and blah blah blah. And then my distributor, the one me and Alex share, they called me and they gave me like a quarter of a pallet. And then my main distributor gave me 2 pallets of 151 UPCs, and they were like $78 a piece. They were like discounted. And I really wish I would have held on to those. But what I did was I sold them at 90, and they got bought up. And then sure as hell, within months, they were back up to some crazy amount. So I don't know. What was the sentiment with 151 UPCs at the time? Like before the distros were like, yo, Brian, please buy 2 pallets. Like were people like super stoked about them? I don't remember.
I think everyone was always stoked on 151. I just think, I think that was back like when everyone was kind of under the impression of like, I'm going to wait on like the investing. Like I'm going to wait until these sets are almost out of print. There's no reason to buy stuff anywhere near release. They're going to get reprinted umpteenth times, like all that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I do remember they were cheap. The Mewtwo card was like $1 or $2. You know, the illustration rare, the Mew was like $5. I mean, it was all extremely cheap. And, you know, it's just, I think people just expected them to be widely available a lot longer than they were.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a different world at that time because for some reason I don't see that happening with the Mega Charizard one. I made probably one of the biggest mistakes of my career, at least in the last year, with that Charizard UPC. I forgot to order them.
What?
Yeah. I just straight up. I was in St. Louis. One of my best friends is having a baby, and I was there for that.
What the hell? You didn't hit me up?
I probably should have actually. We had a pretty booked schedule. We went to the City Museum. We went to a baby shower, you know, as men do. And we were back home. But hey, don't feel bad I forgot to hit you up because I also forgot to order the hottest freaking product of the year. I just straight forgot. My smaller distro, I got like 30 of them, but my big distro, I probably would have got hundreds, and I just didn't order it. So my advice on the Mega Charizard UPC, I think, can be pretty invalidated based on my lack of responsibility.
Yeah,
ridiculous. What do you guys think? Is that like what are your plans on that one?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna wait like until, you know, if that Costco, like big Costco drop happens, and like the second wave of Charizard UPCs, I'm gonna see what they drop to. But I'm definitely gonna be picking some up. Obviously, like I did the first time this happened when everybody wanted them at 200, then nobody wanted them when they dropped to 80. You know, so if these drop anywhere in like the lower mid 100s and nobody wants them, I'll take them. You know, but yeah, I think it's the same mindset anywhere. Like with like talking about crypto, how it's like similar. You know, you see so many people because I have like, you know, I'll just like follow Discords. People are saying like stock and crypto, you know, chats. And it's just like when crypto dropped that morning, what was it, like Thursday or whatever, when it was like 80, it hit 80, a coin for Bitcoin. You know, everyone was like, when it's 80, 81, 82, everyone's just like, how low can this go? Is it going to go in the 70s, all this? And then like immediately now it's back to like 87, 88. And everyone's like, I should have bought. I knew I should have bought. Well, do I buy now? It's too high. It's like, did you want to buy it at 95? Now you're worried should I buy now because it's $6,000 up from where it was? Like it's still $7,000 down from where it was when you wanted to buy it. It's just, and I think it's how it is with Pokemon. It's just like, nobody wants something, then it drops. Well, then they think it's going to go lower, but then it goes back up and they think, well, now it's too high to buy. I should have bought it when it was lower. And it's just, they play this game of like timing with themselves, and you're always wrong,
Nobody can predict what the price is going to do. And
No.
everybody wants to try to get the best deal, and they always miss out because they never pull the trigger. And I have a rule. I buy what I want to buy, and I scale in. I don't go all in off the bat because I have no idea if the market is going to move up or down in the next minute, day, month. Anything can happen. But some of the biggest mistakes I've made is overthinking things. And I already bought the Mega Charizard UP set. And if it goes down in value and there's a bunch of them, I'm going to buy a lot of them. If it doesn't, I already have some. Now, maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, but it doesn't seem like Pokemon Company can print enough, and these things ultimately end up higher in value. And it's funny because I'm getting throttled where I cannot buy what I want to buy. So
right. Brian,
stores are not getting allocation the way that they used to. And people who go in there with cash, they don't want to piss off the scale of customers, so they're not selling to somebody that wants to buy more, because they want to make sure that they can give one box out per person to keep people coming back, so they may buy other things. I mean, they tried talking me into starting to buy One Piece as an investment. And I'm like, I know nothing about it. I haven't done the research. I don't have time to do the research. If it's really worth it, I guess I'll start buying it. But yeah, they were trying to push One Piece on me.
Yeah, and Brian, I don't know how your like sales have been recently, like how they're doing, but one thing I noticed with my streams, like things are definitely slower than they were like when things were crazy in like February, April, March. But one thing I noticed is every time I run like a sale night and I'll lower the price per pack, say 50 cents, $1 per pack, they always blow up. Like those nights do extremely well. And so it just seems like there's all the focus is still there. All the interest is still there. I think people are just getting a little more honed in on pricing and like what they feel like things should be valued at. But once you hit the value the market deems it should be, they move like wildfire. And so like, anyone having trouble moving things or saying liquidity is lower, they probably just have things priced a little bit too high. And then once they find that equilibrium where the buyers are, man, stuff still moves. I mean, you can see like when some of these items drop on TCG Player, the sell-through rate goes from like maybe 100, 200 boxes a day up to like 300, 400, 500, 600 a day, just because the price dropped $20. And so it's like, that doesn't tell me things are weak. That just tells me that the market's not willing to pay a certain price at this time, but the buyers are still there.
I think I see the same exact thing. My brother, who knows nothing about Pokemon, he packs most of our orders now. And it seems like every week when I, lower something by just a touch, I come downstairs and he's like, dude, what did you do? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, and it's really is within a couple bucks.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, like Alex said, it's almost as potent as what you'd see in like a video game trying to teach a little kid about supply and demand. It's like you lower it $5 or, 5%, nothing. You lower it 6%, everything's gone. And it's crazy. I can like go on my shelves, my little warehouse shelves, and I can go, I want to get rid of that giant pile of Twilight Masquerade ETBs. Are they on the site? Because why haven't they sold? And I'm like, okay, I'll lower it $1.50. And then like instantly that pile's gone. Like that whole, I'm talking 10 cases, And then I had Mega Evolution enhanced cases, booster box cases. And I needed to make room for, Phantasmal Flames coming in. And I look at the site and I'm competitive. I'm right around TCG Player. I lower it like $3. And they all sold that day. I mean, because like it only takes one whale to be like, oh, cool, I'll buy 2 cases. And then the rest of them sell to random people. But to what Steve said too, I also run the strategy of limiting people depending on the product, because I realized I'm like, you know what? If I lower the price of Phantasmal booster boxes, which I did, and I forgot to put a limit on those, someone bought 24 of them. And I was like, oh God, I only have 500. So that's like 23 customers that I missed out on. So yeah, I found out how to. I never knew how to do this. I found out how to limit items on Wix per customer, and yeah, it's great tool.
I'll need to talk to you about that.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you all about it. And so that's why stores do the limits. It's really, I mean, maybe they don't want to end up on a YouTube video like Walmart and Costco, but I think with online stores they do a limit because they're trying to maximize the amount of customers that come to their site. Because if someone comes to my site for a Phantasmal booster box, typically they'll buy 3 or 4 other things. But if we don't have the Phantasmal booster box, they won't buy anything.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I think a lot of people throttle the quantity. It's crazy, though. Alex is right. Like, you lower it teeny tiny bit, and it's just... And then I'll go back on site and raise the price again because I want to keep some.
Yeah, and so it's all just a guessing game of what price that's going to be for booster boxes, for all this stuff. Like, because once we hit it on the market, you're not going to know. It's going to be this glass floor. Once we hit it, things are going to start moving like wildfire, and everyone in the market's going to take off again because supply is going to get so low, and we're just going to have to see where that is. But obviously, $300 a box was kind of that glass ceiling where it's like, well, that was probably too crazy for a brand new product.
I don't know about that.
You don't think?
No. When I see what's going on in the sports card market, no. I mean, Topps Chrome, and if the Judge Collector is in the chat, he can verify this. I don't remember the exact number, but the jumbo boxes were, I think, either $6.99 or $7.99. I think it was $7.99 off launch, and they're projected to go for between $8.99 and $9.99 on the secondary.
I think that's because the hits are so ridiculously valuable, where Pokemon doesn't really have that.
What are you talking about? That Charizard, think about how much money that's going for in English.
Yeah.
I think
that's not like a serialized.
Like $700.
Yeah, that's not like a serialized patch auto, man.
Yeah, but I get that. But I mean, raw, that's a pretty good price. And if you get a PSA 10, I mean, what's it going for? $2-3 grand?
Oh, yeah, at least right now.
So it's just one of those things where I think ultimately I had this gripe with the sports card market because I think boxes, I don't think they're printing enough. And at this point, a couple $100 for a box is one thing. You start getting into out of the gate $7.99 for a box. I mean, I don't know many people that will buy that for their kids. And the whole hobby is shifting more toward adults now. And I feel like that's more sports cards than TCG, but it goes to show you when these things go out of print, and I have this theory, you can never, I mean, could either of you guys tell that Evolving Skies was going to be the box in that series?
No.
Exactly.
I mean, if I did, I would have kept the 10 cases I got for $90 instead of selling them for $125 per box.
And that's why everybody buys some of every set, because there's really no way to know. I mean, Fusion Strike was a dead box. Nobody wanted it until people wanted it. And
yeah, I've always said maybe you could have picked Evolving, but you also would have picked like Brilliant Stars. You also would have picked Vivid Voltage because everyone's in love with the Pikachu. Like you would have had a hodgepodge of like good and bads, but realistically, it probably added up to the same thing as if you would have just bought a little bit of everything.
And look at Scarlet Evolved. What's the most expensive box right now? Paldea Evolved?
Yeah, yeah.
Neither of them are 500.
No.
So if we think that in a couple of years you're going to have at least 1 or 2 boxes over 1,000, why would people be exiting right now? It just, to me, that's the mindset of actually investing in this is so broken. Just buy it, hold it, forget about it, throw it in a storage unit.
Yeah. And that's like the first, whenever I like have like calls with people, it's the first question I always ask them. And you'd be surprised a lot of the time that they don't need the money. Like, I'm just like, I always ask, like, are you struggling? Like, did you or your spouse lose their jobs? Are you expecting maybe get laid off? Are you having financial, like, are you in debt? Like a lot of times all the answers are no. They're just scared, or they just want cash, or they're just worried about what the market's going to do. And it's just a strange way to feel when you're investing money and you have like money on the sidelines, you're not in debt. You don't have like worries about losing a job or something. It's just, I think people just have strange reasons to sell. Like it has nothing to do with, any like I don't know, like I would, in my opinion, like good reasons, like, oh, I want to pay off like some high interest debt, or, oh, I did get laid off, or there's talks where I might get laid off. I want to bank some money just in case to have a nest egg, or like, what you want to do other things with the money. I need capital to grow my business. Like there's a lot of good reasons to sell things, but I don't think a lot of people make good choices when they go to sell. I don't think there's a lot of good reasons they are making.
Like how much stuff do these people have like that talk to you about this? Are they like, do they have cases on shelves, or like, do some of these people have like, oh, we have 4 of this booster box and 3 ETBs?
Dude, so, okay. Prior to this recent boom, the majority of people were like that. I would say less than 10K. I'm not going to lie, dude. A majority of the consult calls that I've had over the past year, right, have been, I was a lot of people in like the 30 to 80,000 range. And I have talked to multiple people that have in the multiple 6 figures. So we're definitely talking about tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point.
I'm surprised. I guess there's a selection bias of only people that have a serious amount of stuff are probably going to pay for consulting, I suppose. But
yeah, you got to think like you have 60,000 subscribers. I have like 30 something. So it's like, when you talk about a couple, maybe if I talk to 10 people a month, it's not like a majority of people have that much, but
yeah, I wonder how many, the people that are selling for no good reason. I mean, or when it comes to, picking a set versus buying a little bit of everything. I mean, I think 99% of people, like, they only have enough money to buy 3 booster boxes, so they're going to try to pick a set because, like, what are they going to do? So I figured that would be the majority of the people that you talk to, but apparently there's some bougie people out there. Good for them.
It's becoming more mainstream, man. I think people are. I think it's just our generation is. I think that's why crypto is so big, and I think that's why a lot of the speculative companies on Wall Street are so big. I think people are just looking for better than average returns. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Well, people got caught over the past couple of days. I mean, look, I have not a problem, but I think people are really aggressive because they're looking at companies like Palantir and Robinhood that they missed the boat on, and they're loading up on companies like Oklo and SMR that have no revenue. They're pre-revenue companies. They have no way to build small nuclear reactors over the next 5 years. It's going to need massive infrastructure sign-offs by the federal government, yet these companies are becoming $30, $40 billion companies, and then people act surprised when it goes down by 60%. I mean, it's just people are getting caught off guard, and I think we are getting in an area where very speculative equities have gone haywire, where there are a lot of great deals and things trading at valuations that are probably discounted. And it just goes back to we were in a risk on period until jobs report, until it seemed like the Fed wasn't going to cut rates. But I have my own thing about the Fed, and rates should be at 2.5%. But without getting into that conversation, it's just amazing that a 25 basis point cut, whether it happens or isn't going to happen, potentially just caused another yen carry trade, potentially. And the fact that a lot of companies that were high flyers got slashed by 20 to 50%. I mean, I'm not surprised Palantir, and it doesn't benefit me to say that because I have a bunch of Palantir, but trading at more than 100 times sales does not make sense. It just doesn't. I mean, it was a $450 billion company at the top, and they do $3.5 billion of revenue. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, the valuation didn't make sense. And going to 150 to me signals that people got stopped out of positions. And I think that's happening a lot. And we'll see what happens this week. I mean, I think the equity markets, I think you're going to see a bunch of money start to come back in, and people take cash from the sidelines and start to buy quality over risk. We'll see. But I think when it comes to TCG, there's a lot of long-term opportunities, and I hope the market goes down because I'll just be able to buy more. It doesn't make sense that when things fall, and I said this about BM&R, I hated Ethereum for the longest time. I hated Bitcoin for the longest time. But when the Genius Act got signed, and I read through the actual Genius Act, and I understood the whole premise around stablecoins, I immediately became bullish on Ethereum. I said, I have no idea what Ethereum is going to do. I'm going to buy it on the way up. I'm going to buy it on the way down because I can't predict price action. But as long as my long-term thesis holds up about why I'm investing in it, I shouldn't care whether I'm paying $4,000 or $2,000 for it because it'll average out over time. And it's just amazing that when there's blood in the water, this is the one thing, whether it's TCG or stocks, people don't want to pay for things on sale. Yet you love if you need to go get sneakers and you pay $75 instead of $150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think people again they just lack. I think they just lack the fundamentals of all of this, of investing, of moving in and out of items with dollar cost averaging in, dollar cost averaging out. Because if you really think about things, you're talking about buying when things are up, buying when things are down. Well, it's all right. Well, when things go back up, you could always just sell out and reduce your risk, and you get some of your money back, get some of your capital back out, and now you've effectively lowered your cost basis and everything, and you're good. And then if things go down again, you buy back in and you just keep playing the game. And each time that happens, you're actually reducing your cost basis even less and less and less to the point you get almost, relatively risk free, especially in Pokemon. I mean, obviously you're always worried about the, Armageddon when everything just drops and never comes back. And it's like a dead TCG. But realistically, I mean, your floor, back in XY, 10 years ago was $70. When it got to Sword and Shield, the lowest we saw was high 70s, low 80s. Now that MSRP's risen and all the distributors are charging more per item, I don't know, maybe the floor now is 100, that we're ever going to see. And so it's you kind of have this risk that is kind of already baked in, and you can kind of play with that off what you buy. And like I said, I mean, unless you're really needing the money this year, I don't see why you'd have any worries if you're looking 3 to 5 years. You can always buy and sell it on the way up, on the way down, whatever. So I don't know. But again, if me and Brian or you we talk about this, the problem is I understand the optics, right? It's, you guys have businesses, you guys have a bunch of money involved in this. So it's in your best interest to keep everything up and talk favorably and all that stuff. I get that. I 100% see how it seems. We're just shilling our own products. But the only reason it doesn't make sense, right? The reason it doesn't make sense is, why would we be holding this stuff? Wouldn't we be selling into all this strength? Everyone's saying oh, you guys hyped it up, you shielded it up. Why wouldn't we have dumped everything a month, 2 months, 3 months ago when everything was high? Why would we still be holding and buying more when things are down? It doesn't make sense.
I do think it's silly. And I don't know if people think that we have this stronghold on the market, where they act like Pokemon is this little tiny IP that's owned by me, you, and 5 other YouTubers. It's I've said it before that we don't have as much impact as people think, and I get with individual cards, we can shill maybe something here and there, but this silly concept that our little 10,000 view per video thing is I don't know. The fact that they think we're controlling the destined rivals price when we hype that up is just silly to me.
I got to tell you, I think you guys have more impact than what you think. Look at that. Collector App just gifted 50 Nostalgia Nomics memberships.
Barbo's the moon.
Cool.
Maybe we do. Maybe we're that big.
Barbo's the moon, baby.
We actually have a lot of super chats coming in. So let's answer some of this. And then, you know what? Before we answer that, I want to show Brian this. Brian, do you follow Hasbro at all as a company with their financials?
This is going to sound so bad, but I think 90% of my net worth it's in Pokemon, and 10% is in real estate, and that's about. I have a retirement account, but not big enough to follow anyone, including Hasbro. But I'd love to see it. Give me some education. Give me the sauce.
You and I are gonna have a private conversation.
So
I
probably need that.
Wizards of the Coast, which obviously we all know is Magic the Gathering. So Wizards / digital gaming, which is probably not much of this division, is really the only profitable division of Hasbro. So this is the Q3 earnings. And when we look at the first 9 months of the year, it's legitimately the only profitable segment. And in 9 months, they've done 1.5 billion in revenue. So I would say that's probably not, and I don't know because I haven't even tried to back my way into the numbers. I would speculate 1.2, 1.3 billion is Magic the Gathering cards out of that in the first 9 months of 2025. And they're running a 46.5% margin, which is pretty good for an operating profit. But without Wizards, Hasbro would be completely screwed right now. But it goes to show you what you said about the IP. If Magic the Gathering, let's just say, is 1.2, 1.3 billion in 9 months, probably have a run rate of 1.7, 1.8 billion for 2025. You got to think Pokemon is selling 5 to 10 billion worth of cards. It's just so much bigger than Magic from what I've seen, if not more.
It's massive. And I according to my distro, it's going to get more massive. I was surprised they're not raising MSRP this year. I thought that was a possibility.
Probably with the next gen, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got my Ascended Heroes pre-order in with the distros, and it was the same price as everything else. So
yeah,
I feel like they could have probably got away with that.
Should we talk at all about the Probstein thing?
Yeah, let's get through the super chats and then we'll move into the Probstein because that's probably going to be like a 20-minute conversation. It's freaking crazy.
Have you been following it, Brian?
I've been away from YouTube for a bit, but it sounds like complete and utter chaos. Am I right with that?
Yes.
It's gonna be a fun
Okay. I've like listened to a tiny bit of it, so I'm gonna learn a lot from you guys today. But the little I know, I'm just like, holy shit, like this is chaos. Really bad time to leave YouTube for a couple weeks. But I'm very, very excited to hear all the stuff I've been missing out on. But yeah, the super chats though, you guys got a lot of them here. So let's get it.
I am not the person to answer this, so I'm going to defer to Alex and Brian on this one.
Dude, I mean, I love the idea of serialized cards. My whole thing, it would have to either be like Magic the Gathering does it with like a separate, like, you know, higher end item, because Pokemon's always going to be at the players. They're going to want the players to be able to get their hands on the cards cheap, and also they're going to want to be able to reprint the items. So it would have to be in a specialty release, like an anniversary, where it wasn't like maybe like make every card in the set like not play worthy or whatever. Or it would have to pick a higher end item. I think it's something they're going to do when they like feel they need to. I don't think they're going to do it when they literally can't keep up with production. So 30th anniversary, I don't think so, but I'm hoping at some point in the future. What's your take on the serialized, dude?
I agree with what you said with the high, like the bougier type of item, but I mean, Pokemon tried that with the classic box, and that didn't really go too hot.
If it would have been a serialized Charizard, though.
They needed a serialized card in that classic box. I don't think they did a good job with that, but I don't know. I really don't see it ever happening until they get super desperate. Like I feel like the day they do a serialized card, it's going to be a sad day for Pokemon unless it really works. Like they don't need the gimmicks. I don't know. I don't see it happening in my career.
All right. Are you guys going to get Rudy on? Well, I will tell you this. I will make a sizable donation to Rudy's Taco Fund or a charity of his choice to come on. So there you go.
Brian?
I don't even know what Ascended Heroes is. Is that the next set?
It is, yeah. It's going to be the next high class set in Japan's Mega Dream. So this will be the English version. So this is the next Prismatic. Technically, will it be the next Prismatic? You know, emotionally too. I don't know. It seems like they're always pretty cray-cray. Prismatic was an absolute disaster for me and some other stores. Yeah, I think it'll be awful. Like me, this is my first. I started 2025 horribly, where I pre-sold Prismatic, and I sold way too many, and distros were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get 1/30th of what you sold." And I remember I put like 300 ETBs on as a pre-sale, and I sold my MSRP, and 300 ETBs sold in about 15 minutes. And I was like, oh God. And so I took them off the site, and I took everything else off the site. And then like a month or two later, distro was like, oh yeah, you're going to get like 40 ETBs. And I'm like, oh shit. So I won't be doing that again. And I could see it being very similar to that. I think the only thing that Ascended Heroes has going for it is how freaking spread out it is. And the fact that the ETBs are like midway through the wave. Like, it doesn't release with ETBs. Ascended Heroes is starting with like 2-pack blisters or something. It's goofy.
Dude, it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
This could be the highest pack price we've seen at release, in my opinion. Like, there's going to be no packs to go around. All the heavy pack products are coming later, and all the streamers are going to need packs. They're going to be wanting to get ripped.
Oh yeah,
it could be bad. I mean, it might be $15 packs.
I mean, that sounds reasonable considering all the rip and shippers. Plus, it's winter, so everyone's going to be inside and depressed and also lonely, so they're going to need their parasocial relationships met. I mean, for real, it's like they're like, are you seeing an increase? And I mean, you said like the prices might not be as cray, but like now that it's November, I feel like you're going to see a huge increase in customer traffic, right? That's YouTube busier, in general.
We're busier now than we were in summer, but not as busy as like beginning of the year time.
Okay, I mean, because January is the most depressing month of the year. I think that's like the stat.
I just think that was like right after surging really took off, and then like that was like right when the boom was starting and everything was in like mass chaos. I think those numbers were probably like unattainable like normally. I think we're kind of like in a normal state of sales at this point for like a good market.
Okay, that's interesting.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a disaster though. You're right.
It is, dude. There's no packs.
Yeah, I could see it being like $17 to $20 a pack, and I could see like some bougie rip and shippers charging 25 just because they can, like, you know, the stereotypical whatnot streamers, and then the gambling aspect that they're gonna pull with that set is gonna be straight up criminal. Like, you're right, it's gonna be ugly as sin.
Which is probably a good time to ask, can I get some packs from you?
There will be strict limits on PokeNE.com for Ascended Heroes, and there will absolutely be no pre-orders that I need Danny Phantom's help to get me out of. Not playing that game again.
Unbelievable. Why do people hate the idea of serialized cards?
The people that hate it are the same people that likely hate the idea of just things having value, things being expensive, all that type of stuff.
I'm so used to the idea of it from the sports card world, it doesn't even faze me.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, what? Jesus.
Love it. $10 for that comment. Thanks. Celestial TCG throwing it down. Tresemme. It's the greatest hair product ever. Just the black bottle of Tresemme, man, from Target. It's all you need. That and really good genetics. I got my dad's side just nailed it. But yeah, you get some Tresemme, you're set.
This is crazy because there's another one from someone else about your hair.
Fernando.
Well, Brian's supposed to be releasing some hair product with PokeNE branded.
I got pretty far through that process, actually. It's a really, really, really bougie hair product from Italy. And I'm, 3% Italian according to Ancestry.com, so it works. But I haven't completely
just send
given up that dream.
Bottle and say change one ingredient.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
honestly,
you're launching a hair product line?
Yeah, dead ass.
I
was last summer.
It's freaking great.
I have a whole theme too. I talked to all the vendors in Italy, and the theme is it's going to be a silhouette of my beautiful hair with the hair all the way up. And it's going to be semi-Pokemon themed, where the red silhouette is like, the fire type, and it's going to have like, cinnamon and charred something, and then the green will be like a mint watermelon, and blue will be, ocean spray. I have a whole thing. Like, there's a whole plan that me and ChatGPT have been working on. So 2026, 2027. Y'all better be ready. I want that level of enthusiasm, Celestial and Fernando.
This is crazy. That's like this is really going to happen.
I've got so much cash laying around because the distros won't sell me stuff that I might as well do something with it.
Put it into a side business. I love it. Mm-hmm. All right, here's a big one.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not the collector app, but definitely is the collector app.
Definitely is the collector app.
That's awesome.
TCGs will always have the edge over the stock market by having an additional meaning over just the dollar value. Artwork, nostalgia, collectability, playing. P.S. People still wanting to hear your hair routine. Another one, dude.
That's 3.
That's crazy. Okay, collector app. Thank you guys so much for that huge donation. You guys are, and all the gifted memberships. Truly appreciate all the support as always. I mean, I think pretty much everyone's using collector app at this point. I mean, I think last time they said they had like 4 or 5 million downloads already.
Even I'm using it. I don't have to do spreadsheets anymore. It's freaking amazing.
Oh, it's great. Like, not sponsored, but I have the premium version, and I absolutely love it. But it says my collection's down $90,000, and I'm kind of upset.
Dude, when the market was like really going up, I kept checking the collector app, and I'm like, I even told like my buddies, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this app's like 100% accurate. This just seems ridiculous. How could it be up thousands every single day? I don't know. But now in the last month or two, I think it's accurate because now I'm down thousands every single day.
Oh, yeah. Every time I open it, it's just like a wave of depression. But I'm like, it's time to sell my collection. I'm going to contact Rudy and Alex and get it out.
I will say they made a phenomenal product.
Yeah.
Really good product. So, all right, that's all the super chats. Why don't we roll into Probestein?
Ooh. All right. I will give you what I know factually. I don't play. You guys know me. I don't play like all the rumors game and all that. I literally only give you what I know for a fact.
Hold on.
Another one.
Another one. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Collector App. Thanks, not Collector App. I appreciate the support.
Well, their whole team's going to use it.
But their team needs it too, but not Collector App.
Not Collector App. Yeah.
Love
it. So I have had someone that, like, I know in the hobby, they sent me screenshots of emails and texts with someone from Probestein. I don't know if it was Rick or someone from Probestein, but from their words, the email from Probestein, text from Probestein, they're shelving the Snipe website. They're not going back to it. They're currently in negotiations to come back on eBay, and they're going to be they voided out all the sales that happened during when the site went down, and all those are going to be relisted on eBay. Here's what we don't know: are all the shill bidding rumors true? Was that a real screenshots of all the code showing they bid on the items? We don't know. Did it just crash because of traffic? Another thing we don't know, what are they going to be coming back to eBay at? I mean, now that eBay knows their site's down, the negotiations eBay's got all the cards. Maybe eBay's like, well, maybe we don't give you the old rates, or maybe we lock you in for 10 or 20 years or whatever. Who knows what's going to happen? What they're going to negotiate. So that's an issue, right? Another issue is I just looked, there's 2 sites. One's DC Sports Cards. One's another one. As of November 18th, which is a strange day, when Probestein started. So they actually got all their fees reduced, which, again, speculation. I'm sure eBay called them and, negotiated down. But now DC Sports Cards is only 4% over $1,000. And the other site, it was another sports consignment service. They're down to 3% until the end of the year. So now eBay reached out to other large sellers. It looks like, again, speculation, but other large sellers are all of a sudden having extremely low fees, 3 and 4% for high-end items. Probestein just left in lurch right now, negotiating, not back. And so I don't know what this means going forward. I do know, I know the whole market's downturning, stock market, crypto, everything, even real estate starting to, stagnate and stuff. But I think the glut of product, because a lot of large, scale people who buy collections, run businesses, did run a lot of things through Probestein for liquidity. I think that's also caused a lot of glut of product. And I think as people realize some of these other sites are starting to offer similar fees and sell still product, once Probestein does get back on eBay, I think that's also going to free up a lot of liquidity and get things moving again too. So that's what we know. That's my opinion on everything. You guys take it from there.
I have a question. with what you said. So I know nothing really, but I know about as much as anyone else watching thumbnails. But like the snipe thing, that's a new thing, right? Like brand new, or has
Yes.
that been
was
around?
so that was similar to like when PWCC went and made their own site.
Right, but that's like very new.
Yes.
So what I'm confused about is why deploy hundreds of thousands, if not millions, probably millions of dollars into this whole platform, all the staff, all the engineers, like why deploy all that and then quit after one snafu? Was this all just to scare eBay and then get lower rates? Because like that, imagine you're this Rick Probstein guy, and your dream is I'm going to create my own platform and blah 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 blah, and then something broke once. I'm just going to delete it now and go. Like that sounds very silly to me. Like to me, it's like because okay, so a certain website service pissed me off recently, like really badly. And to fix it, I decided I'm going to contact the other website building service. And I was in talks with them. And then, all of a sudden, website building service one was like, everything's fixed now, Brian. Sorry, Overlord. Everything's good now. Please come back. I feel like could be the play that this Probstein guy did. They asked eBay for a cheaper price. eBay said no. Okay, fine. I'll build a really, really shitty app that's destined to break after a week, and then I'll just go back to you. You know what I mean? Like that's odd. Like who gives up that quickly?
And here's another thing to think about. So what apparently done almost $1 billion, like 930 million over the course of eBay, and their biggest year was 160 million. I didn't see if that was last year or not, but either way, if it's 160 million last year divided by 365, I've got 438 plus grand a day is what they're losing in sales. So this whole thing they've done, every day it goes on, they're losing out on an average of 438,000 a day in sales. Is he still paying his employees while they're doing nothing? Did he lay them off and furlough them? Are they going to come back after that happened? Dude, this is a mess. It's a mess.
It just seems really odd. The whole thing sounds suspicious. Like there's like, that's not how. I mean, the guy's got to be a genius, like in business. Like people don't just do this by accident. It just sounds very odd to me.
So, Brian, are you familiar with Probstein?
I know of him. Like
Okay.
I'm not an expert by any means. The thought process sounds odd.
So I'm not an expert either, but what I know about him is huge amount of money. He built the largest, arguably, if him or DC Sports Cards is the larger consignment. A lot of people think by revenue Probstein is because of the higher end stuff that he does and what he brings to the National Card Convention and shows off there. Now, I agree with you. From a business standpoint, it does not make sense to put the time and resources into that and then take everything off of eBay, put it on your own dedicated platform just to give up when there's one hiccup.
Yeah.
Because you're losing so much revenue. And from a consumer standpoint, I am very happy he is going back to eBay because it's just one less place I have to look at for stuff now. And I like the competition on eBay, and I'm not using Fanatics. I'm not using any of those other places because eBay's already on my phone with the app, and I don't want to download anything else. So the more sellers from a consumer standpoint on eBay, the better because it's competition. So I'm happy that he is coming back. But I think it's weird, and there's got to be something else behind this because he's lost too much money doing this.
Yeah, I think, I mean, to Alex's point with the $400,000 a day lost, I mean, I just consider that an investment into the evil negotiation tactic that I'm theorizing. He's like, well, if we lose $400,000 a day for a week, then that's whatever. And he's like, but if we can get eBay down 0.5% for the next year, that's a way bigger number. And nobody starts a project this big and quits after a week or two.
100%.
I call BS on that.
And that's sales. Like, so he's only making a
and
percentage
that's
of that.
sales.
I mean, and then after paying employees and everything, he's not losing that much money, but yeah.
It's not bad, like, branding either. I mean, like, this is going to sound crazy because I've been in this business for 5 years now. I've never heard of Probstein in my entire life until this thing happened. I heard the word on like Catch 'em All Collectibles channel, never knew what it was ever, and now I at least know of it. So that's probably a lot of other people. I don't know. Seems fishy. I think there'll be a little YouTuber documentary about this in a year.
I'm just glad it's keeping the attention off me.
Listen, you and me are what's wrong with the hobby,
Dude,
Alex?
I'm enjoying this drama cycle of like being an outsider looking in.
Brandon Martin said the same thing. The Mystic Rips
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm just glad it's not about me anymore. Like, that's kind of hilarious.
I can't. I'm just waiting to get to Brian status, and I just take like weeks away from YouTube. I don't know what that's gonna feel like.
Oh, that's great.
Man, you're looking to
Fantastic.
take weeks away, and I'm just looking to go live more.
You're going live after this again, right?
No, I already went live for 2.5 hours earlier.
Wow. Today?
Yeah.
Dude, this
Oh my
guy's
goodness.
live you're live 7 days, aren't you?
Yes.
You do the same thing, Alex. You'll go on something like this, and then you'll do a rip and ship that same night. That's crazy. 7 days a week is nuts.
I don't know, regular job, and then writing articles for Seeking Alpha, then doing this takes up my time.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're on you're on manic, unmedicated Brian level from like 3.5 years ago. So good for you. I don't have that energy.
Dude, I'm not kidding. Like I have people tell me all the time how hard I work, and then I look at you, Brian, I look at Steve, and I'm just like, dude, I can't keep up with these guys. I swear. That's how I always feel.
I don't work that
could be
hard.
laying on the couch watching TV, or I could be streaming.
I will say going live takes a lot less emotional energy than making a video, editing it, and uploading it. Unless it's a rip and shift. That takes more emotional energy than anything I've ever done in my entire life. That's awful.
So that's where you're going wrong. You just don't edit. I was posting videos before. I wasn't editing. I was one take, boom, up. But it's not even where I like doing the lives more because I like interacting with the chat.
Oh, dude, trust me. Like that's the funny part. Like you'll be live for like an hour and a half. Like I'll go live for an hour and a half when I'm like exhausted and can't come up with a video. But then, to make a 10-minute video, somehow that's more mentally draining than going live for an hour and a half. Why is that?
100%. And I don't really edit much. It's just like when you make a 20-minute video, you want to edit out the coughs, the sneezes, the dogs, whatever. And so you have to watch the 20-minute video. And then as you're cutting stuff out, then you watch the 20-minute video again. And I edit in 2x speed, so that saves a little bit of time. But by the time you get a video published and then you want to watch it again when it goes to YouTube in case something horrible happened, it's like you watch the video 3 or 4 times.
Well, and like
at least
me,
if you're
I don't like script things. Like
yeah.
So I'll have a bunch of tabs open. I'll have like an idea of where I want to take it. But sometimes you'll just be like 5, 6, 7 minutes in. And you're like, and then you'll just have to like, okay, I got to redo this and quit. All right, redo it from the start. And sometimes I'll have to do that 2 or 3 times. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, this is way more fun.
For sure.
Yeah, streaming live is definitely my preferred. Oh, Judge Collector is on here. Look at that. Alex, you know who Judge Collector is. Don't say his name, but you know him.
Okay.
Security guy.
Oh, cool.
He hits something. He sends me a picture. So he's at the shop. He ends up buying a case of Bowman football, the stuff that just came out. And he hits a out of 5 QB from Michigan. So, I mean, he's got some luck. I got to tell you, he's got some luck.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one of the cool things about like sets like, Phantasmal Flames or Prismatic Evolutions and things. It's like, yeah, it's definitely like a harder gamble. And like, yeah, you can say, oh, it's a Charizard set or, oh, the Prismatics hit rates are so bad. But it's like, man, there's no other feeling like hitting one of those like Demigod or God packs. There's no feeling like hitting that Charizard. It's so much different than opening like, base set and hitting a Gardevoir. or opening one of these other sets and hitting like a $50 card. Even if it's easier, even if the set has like 10 different cards that you can all hit and do relatively well, there's nothing like pulling that incredible like high chase.
I do miss that from my ribbon ship days. Like we did Japanese, like V-Star Universe and Shiny Star V. Like those were fun God packs to open. People were stoked, and they probably weren't worth nearly as much as they're worth now. I don't know. This was like in 2022. I was doing that.
Of course.
It's crazy.
You miss it, man? You coming back?
Absolutely not. No, I couldn't.
You do the drip. You do the drip streams.
I do drip giveaways twice a month, and it's all giveaways. And I'm on there for maybe 2 hours. I used to do 8-hour streams 4 times a week. I don't know how I did it.
8 hours?
Yeah, I'd go from like 9 to 4, 9 to 5 a.m. And then I'd pack up and I'd go to my real estate job. And then I'd get home and I'd do orders. It took a lot to build this little business.
That's wild. Yeah, dude, I'm good on ribbon ships. I'm good for like 3 to 4 hours. When I go over that, I start to I lose the energy. Like I can do it, but like I'm not gonna have the same energy. I'm just gonna be kind of like dull and like you can only keep it going for so long. I feel like
3 to 4 is good. That's a healthy amount of time. You do it too much, but that's a good time limit for a stream. What do you think about like? Is it? I saw you were doing sealed product on your site now. I heard that in a video.
Well, again, with the whole Probstein thing, I was running a lot of product through them because, like, when you do collection buyouts, like I'm not as rich as you, so. No, but so like when I do collection buyouts, I'll use some of the stuff for my streams, break it down or buy packs. Some I'll put away for long-term holds, but then everything else I'm left with, I don't have like as much of a sealed side built up as you do. And so it was easier for me to just throw it to Probstein, get the instant liquidity, and then just churn and burn into another collection buy. And so with that being down, it just had me thinking about it more. And it's like, I really do need to kind of buckle down and get the sealed site going. And so that's kind of where it came from, is just all this being down and me thinking about it more. So we're gonna try to get things up finally.
Probstein going down is probably gonna change your life forever.
Well,
seriously,
hold on. I still don't have like true distribution, so just don't get ahead of yourself.
It doesn't matter though. Like once you move to that step, you're gonna be known as a guy that also does sealed, and in 10 years, you're gonna become multimillionaire just from that alone.
That's great, dude. What's funny? Speaking about our rep that we share for our distributor, it's funny because I was talking to him and he was just telling me how he gets some people call him out and just cuss him out and get so angry with him about stuff. And I'm just like, dude, I'm like, here's the thing. I know I don't deserve any of this stuff. Like, I don't deserve anything. What have I done? Have I bought stuff when you guys couldn't get rid of it? Have I spent millions of dollars with you guys over a couple years? Have I done I've done nothing. So I'm a beggar. Like I am taking whatever possible thing they allow me to take. And, when the time comes, when things open up, that's when I'll start to build so that in 3, 4, 5 years, I can be kind of where you're at, or at least somewhat some stage of that where I do actually deserve an allocation. But yeah, man, I don't have an LGS, right? I don't offer play events. I don't offer pre-releases. I don't do any of the things that warrant me deserving. I think people are just so entitled at this point. They just think they deserve it. It's just I'm very aware I don't deserve it. And so none of this stuff upsets me right now. I'm just trying to take the steps I can with whatever I can to kind of set myself up to be in that position in the future type thing.
So
that's a good way to do it.
Brian, I've talked to Alex about this. Do you follow the sports card market at all?
No, I'm fascinated by it because it seems like new sets, the MSRP is hundreds of dollars. And I don't understand who can afford that. Educate me.
I know Rob RNG Games. I think he actually got in with Topps and the sports card companies as a distributor or a store. So I think he's actually getting sports cards.
Yeah, he's doing stuff with it. It intimidates me.
Have you ever thought about trying to get distribution for it?
I couldn't name 5 NFL players, so I have no interest in sports at all.
Yeah, I guess. What's funny? I feel like here's the weird part. I know very little of anything about Magic, but I'm with you. I still feel more comfortable selling a Magic product than I do.
Yeah,
I feel like you need to really know your stuff with sports.
All right,
there's
agree with
so
that?
much. There's so
Get
much
ready.
nuance.
Both of you, good thing you're sitting down. Get ready.
All right.
So Tom Brady Brian, I know you just said you couldn't name 5 NFL.
He's one of them. He's one of them.
I would hope that Tom Brady is one that you
He
can
doesn't
name.
count. He's retired.
So
is Peyton Manning, and he's another one. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Those are 2 of them.
So he is going all in on cards. So he started or partnered with this company, Card Vault, and he's opened up 8 shops so far. So I just went on the website to show you what they look like. Look what's on the homepage.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious.
Oh, I did not know this.
Wow.
I am telling you, it's only going to get bigger. Now, Michael Rubin, who owns Fanatics, who acquired Topps 2 years ago, his goal is to 10x the hobby. I have a feeling he talked Brady into doing this. And Brady's going hardcore. These are not your normal run-of-the-mill shops. He just opened his new shop at Mall of America. He has a shop right outside of Wrigley Stadium. Now, when I show you what this looks like,
I see a lot of Pokemon logos.
it's just, there's so much money going into this hobby.
Very
I
bougie.
don't think people truly understand what is happening. I may have it too big. Let me scroll out a little bit.
Jeez.
Bro went hard.
Oh, so hard.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the actual vault with his own signed stuff that they're probably not selling. It's just Pokemon room with art. I mean,
Wow. This is sweet. New favorite NFL player, Tom Brady.
it's legitimately crazy. Now,
that really is nuts. I mean, that's
so store location. So, I mean, this looks amazing what he's doing. And Burbank Sports just did something really big. Jeff Wilson, who owns Sports Card Investor and Market Movers, but he also has his sports card shop in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I've been there. It's cool. It's very
You've been
fancy.
there.
Yeah, I went there after a Collecticon. Forgot which one.
To Cards
So
HQ?
he's now going to private equity. He wants to open 4 more shops.
Wow, he should. He does a really good job with it. Like, that place is nice. We stayed there until like 3 in the morning.
Look how nice this is.
Jeez, what? It's just like open all night?
No, it was like an after party for Collecticon, and then everyone left, and I was in the cool people room, and we ended up staying there like all night, to the point where all the staff left, and we had to have the janitors open the door for us without the alarm going off. Guy's a cool dude. I made fun of him for a Disney Lorcana thing he did at one point, but he's a nice guy.
It's funny because he said in one of his videos, Pokemon is more than 50% of what he sells.
Wow. Yeah, no move over Mickey, I think is how he started the Lorcana video. I'm glad he took that back. But yeah, the Pokemon selection in his store was nuts. It was also very overpriced and expensive, and it apparently hasn't affected him badly in any way. Their operation is insane. Like, I got to go on a whole tour behind the scenes. The amount of stuff this one guy in this one store goes through. I mean, it's like, he's got like, I want to say it was like 40 or 50 employees there. Some very large number. You got all the pictures on a wall. And they just process like singles and sealed product all day. Multiple of them. And they have like a whole room with computers. And they just like look up prices and comp and they're working on software to automatically shift prices day by day. I'm not surprised he's opening more locations. I'm curious, like with Tom Brady and him and all these other people, are we going to get a point like in Omaha? We always have this weird trend with restaurants. Like, there was a 2-year period where there was like just a ton of cupcake stores that opened and then they all closed, and then a ton of the frozen yogurt stores that opened and then they all closed. There's always like this, all the cookie stores. Is this going to be that? Do you think? Because like, you don't think so?
No, and here's why.
there's a lot happening right now, and it seems like a lot.
Our parents' generation, because I'm going to assume we're all roughly the same age. Our parents'
I'm 30,
generation
yeah.
and their parents, artwork was a big thing. I think our generation and the next generation, artwork is not a big thing. And when I say artwork, I mean oil paintings you hang on a wall, that type of stuff. I think that this is our generation and the next generation's artwork, because at least with TCG, they grew up playing the game. Unlike me, who could give a shit about Pokemon, I never played it, never watched it. I'm the evil investor that just buys it because of ROI. But I think that this is artwork for the next generation. I think the sports stuff resonates with something that is so tribal with the fans that you can also make the argument that it is their artwork and stuff like that. And I think it's going to become more normalized to go to people's houses and see this stuff on the walls rather than paintings. I mean, shit, the Rivera jersey I have hanging up behind me, I had him do 12 inscriptions on it. Like, you can't get that. Like, that's, I would have to show you, and you would have to pay him to do each inscription the way I did it. Like, it's true one-on-one.
Yeah, and I just remember like being a kid, like it's being a kid, like, you know, going like, you know, me and my dad would like collect, you know, sports cards, and we'd go to card shows here and there. But everyone back then, at least everyone I knew, all my friends' parents, it was just like a toy. It was almost like, oh yeah, you get some cards, you open them, you have fun, put them in binders, but like no one saw them as like value investments, right? Like no one saw like any longevity in it. It was really just more of like a fun, like a hot, like I just think it's expanded so far beyond that at this point that, you know, that's why I just like disagree with a lot of people who call it like, remember the 90s sports card, you know, the junk wax era and all that. It's like, remember how Pokemon died in 99 after like 2001? It's just like, yeah, but things are just different. The social media has changed things, just like the overall like confidence, I guess, in this stuff that's grown over these, I would say, last like 10 years or so, since, you know, things blew up with Pokemon Go and evolutions and all that.
The fact that PSA grade 83,000 cards yesterday?
Yeah,
wow.
PSA, you know,
that's nuts.
I mean, think about that. They're on track.
They've eclipsed sports cards now. Like the PSA's eclipsed. They're doing more.
Oh, Brian, check this out. TCG is now, what is that, roughly 60%, 65% in the past 7 days?
Yeah.
Wow. You'd think I would know more, but every like time I talk to someone smarter than me, I realize that this is way bigger than I think.
I mean, I wouldn't say way smarter than you. You're running a pretty huge business, but I mean, you look at TCG, 1.14 million cards in the past 30 days has been graded.
I mean,
the next biggest thing is baseball at 240,000.
It's inconceivable. I'm just thinking of how many employees they must have doing this.
I think about that all the time with freaking PSA. I think about it all the time.
Like the cubicle farm in this place. I mean, it's got to look insane. I've worked in a lot of corporate America jobs, and I mean, I can't even fathom that.
The cubicle farm.
It's got to be like just a giant cube farm, right? I mean, my God. No wonder they make silly mistakes all the time. Like they're doing a.
I mean, you can back your way into the numbers pretty easily. I mean,
you can figure it out.
You can do it so easy. Like, how many cards do you think somebody grades in an 8-hour shift? 20? 25?
Yeah, probably.
Wait, 20 what?
So think about it. How many cards? I'll actually get a spreadsheet out. How many cards do you think they grade in a day per person?
Oh, dude, I would think they probably only spend a matter of like seconds per card.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a minute or so. I don't know. I mean, there's not much more you can do. I mean, think about pre-grading at home. I mean, you look at it for 20 seconds at tops. I don't know.
So you don't think there's like a process that they put this stuff through, and you legitimately think it's just boom, boom, boom. All right, we give you a grade, done.
I think with that kind of amount of cards, probably.
Yeah, I would say like maybe 30 to 60 seconds. They probably hand it to the next person that does a quality check. They do another 30 to 60. They hand it to the guy that seals it and slabs it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's a lot of like intense care, because probably they're getting their bonuses, or they're getting some kind of like compensation based on how many they go through, and I'm sure they're just motivated to go through as many as they can, or they get to go home earlier if they finish their pile. Like I'm just assuming, there's some kind of incentive to move quickly, and it doesn't seem like the quality or consistency is really there, because like there's a whole subgenre on YouTube of people breaking cards open and submitting them again.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Like, what's the incentive? There's no incentive to consistency. If anything, I mean, Tin Hat Conspiracy, like they're almost incentivized to do a crappy job, because they definitely have a number of how many people resubmit cards for grading. They have to, right? I mean, think about the revenue just from the resubmits. It's got to be absolutely bonkers.
People go around to shows and try to buy 6 and 7s to recrack them because they think that they overlooked something and resubmit them.
Right. So to me,
Crazy.
it doesn't really make sense to spend a ton of time on it, because it doesn't matter. And they're still number one, and no one complains about it.
Well,
And
here's
just
the
random
other
numbers.
funny part no one talks about either is like, you know, this whole, oh, PSA didn't, you know, that grader must have a bad day. It's like, dude, they're more incentivized to give you a better grade, because PSA is the one company that charges you more based on what your card gets. So it's like, if you get a card that's now worth $1,000, they're going to up you into the higher price. So they're going to make more money. So it's like, it's actually in their best interest to give you the good grades if it deserves it, because they're going to make more money off you and they're going to upcharge you.
I love that Jeff Wilson came out with that post. Thank you for upcharging me $4,000. Best email I ever got. And everybody was pissed off at him. It's like, no, he's correct. You submit a high-end card, you should hope you get that email that you owe $4,000, because that means you're getting a $100,000 card back that you probably paid a couple of grand for. So
now, what do people do that can't afford that, though?
I mean, you at that point, I mean, I shouldn't say what I'm about to say is going to get me in trouble, but if I'm going to phrase it like this.
Well, you did read the disclaimer at the beginning of the video.
Right. So in the event that I had a card that I sent in to get graded, and they came back to me saying that it is a $4,000 upcharge due to the value based on the grade that we're going to put on this, I would highly consider whipping the credit card out, paying it, and then selling the card immediately when I get it back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you know how to do all that, I'm just like thinking, like the people submitting this, they're not all big, you know, money bros like we are. Like, I mean, I've had kids at my little pop-up shops open Moonbryon level cards. Sport cards are a whole level above that. And I mean, like the mom and dad are like, oh, we should grade this. And then they submit it. They get $4,000 is a lot of money for people.
It's a huge amount of money.
And then like, okay, me, you, and Alex, we all know how to sell stuff. But imagine you're like the dad of a kid that's found a Tom Brady card. You get upcharged $4,000. You try to explain to your dad, oh, this is a good idea. Charge $4,000 on the credit card, even though we haven't, you know, the dad works for the government and hasn't gotten a paycheck in a month. And dad's like, oh, okay, 10-year-old Timmy, I guess I'll just do that. And then they get this card worth $100,000. And Timmy's like, okay, now put it on eBay. It's worth 6 figures. I don't know. Obviously it works out, but I don't know. It's like going on The Price is Right and winning a boat and then learning that you have to pay like taxes on it.
Yes,
it's exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
great analogy.
It sounds like it could be a nightmare.
Yeah, it was like, I forget what the statistics were. Like there was like huge percentage of people that would just never take their prizes on these shows because they couldn't afford the taxes.
Like some people don't have a $4,000 limit on their credit card. We have a Discover card, which is bizarre to me, that has a $2,600 limit. They won't raise it. I don't know why. Like
$2,600?
Yeah. I don't get it. But regardless, like there are people that $4,000 is like 6 months of their rent.
Yeah, I mean the stance that Wilson was taking was, and he didn't say what card it was or how much he paid for it, but he said it ended up being a 6-figure card that he was going to make a lot of money on. So he was happy to spend the $4,000 because it increased how much he could sell it for by so much that it was completely worth it.
If you can get it, though.
Right. If you can get it.
Like Jeff Wilson, he could afford $4,000, but a lot of people can't. And then a lot of people that grade a card, they want to keep the card. They don't want to sell it for $100,000.
I don't know. I know a lot of people that send stuff off to eBay. Send stuff off to PSA just so they can turn around and sell it on eBay.
Well, that's what I would
PSA
do.
will give you, offers on a lot of them.
How crazy is that PSA is just giving offers now?
They probably have to.
It's wild.
I mean, with all the people that can't afford the huge Jeff Wilson level, $4,000.
Well, Brian, you said you haven't been paying attention to a lot of stuff.
He has no idea. You guys tell him.
What?
About PSA turnaround and selling them.
Oh, well.
I know that.
I'm saying about the whole, like the GameStop power packs and the Fanatics packs.
Yeah, there's all sorts of that going on.
Yeah, so like now, all these companies now, they're selling these just online slabs where, you pay $100 or whatever it is, and the slab, they did play the bells and whistles and lights, and it flips around, and then you say, oh, it's only worth $80. Do you want to take 90% and try again, or do you want to have us mail your slab? And nobody ever has me mail your slab. They either take 90%, try again, or even if they win, oh, your slab's worth 500, they say, oh, give me 90%, I'll take the money. And so a lot of that's going on where PSA is almost just like buying these slabs and doing whatever they do with them, whether they sell to these companies or whatever. And it's almost like the physical slabs are not ever making their way to the market right now.
How long until PSA does that?
There's rumors they have a deal with GameStop. Apparently, like they do sell
GameStop a lot
of slabs. I don't know. Again, these are all rumors. I don't like to talk on rumors. Like I feel like right now, Brian, here we can talk about this, dude. What is up with? It's never been this bad with the reprint restock rumors, and it's like, you'll come out. Eli, Pokemon USA, who I co-host a podcast with every Monday. Rudy will come out. Alpha Investments. Everyone will tell everybody, guys, we have 4, 6 distributors where we're up to the top. There's no news of anything, but then people will believe like a Poke Notify post or an Anon TCG video, and it's just like, dude, everyone's telling you no, and you're just like, no, well, I heard it here, so it's coming. It's just like, what?
Oh my god, it's so frustrating. They're so delusional, like so delusional. I don't know how the content gets big because people are dreamers and they want to think that there's reprints are coming, but it's so far from the truth. I mean, I email my distributors all the time, and I'm like, at the end of every email, I'm like, hey, any bundles available? I'll pay a premium if needed. Winky face. There's none. They don't have anything. And none of my 3 distros, every time I ask about some rumor that's on a Poke Notify post or someone similar, they're like, oh, no, we haven't heard that. My favorite email was from my main distro with Phantasmal Flames ETBs that got delayed by like a week or 2 or however long. And I asked them, I'm like, hey, any news on Phantasmal ETBs? So they're like, are they coming soon? And he just goes, Pokemon doesn't do ETAs. That was his response. Like, Pokemon doesn't tell. This is one of the biggest distributors on the planet, by the way. I'm not going to say the name, but you guys all know it. And he goes, Pokemon doesn't give ETAs. Basically, they do whatever the frick they want. And so if my distributor, my manager at one of the biggest distributors in the U.S. says that, I don't know how these silly little 2,000 subscriber YouTube channels are convincing all the Timmies out there that they know something. It's like, bro, my people don't even know anything.
Dude, I like
you answered your own questions because they're Timmies.
Well, dude, even like people who aren't even in the social media world don't care a bit. Like I live by some I'm just lucky enough to live like close to a lot of very large card shops. One of them's Yeti Gaming, a collector store. A Forge and Fire is here. They're all here. Oh. And so it's like they have very large distributor allocation. They never know when stuff's coming. They don't know about reprints. Like it's just like, how is it that none of the big players in this hobby ever know, but then like these random people online, they just know everything. And then what happens is they'll put out like notices of like 6 different sets that are getting reprinted, right? They'll say, oh, it's going to be Paldea, Obsidian, Paradox, Twilight, Surging, and Journey, or whatever. And then like maybe 1 or 2 of those products will have some random product show up in vending machines or stores and be like, see, I told you. And you're like, whoa, where'd the Obsidian Flames booster boxes go? What happened to the Paldea booster box? What happened to this? And they'll just brush that off, and then they'll be on to the next post. New reprints coming in January. It's just like people just keep falling for a hook, line, and sinker, and they forget the fact of everything they said before not coming true. It's crazy.
I know the exact post that you're referring to with the Obsidian Flames reprints. I made a video on that one. And people are like, oh, well, he was 50% correct. I'm like, no, he was just lucky. And it's so silly to me. It drives me absolutely bananas. And the problem is when people that are sensible say what we're saying, we just look like we're lying to people, I guess. Because, we're like, oh, well, they don't want people to know about the reprints. It's like, bro.
Even when you just said you're sitting on loads of cash because you can't get enough from distributors.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a lot. I know Steve could buy, like, all of us would benefit from products coming out and being cheaper and available to buy.
So here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
I go into the store and I walk in with cash, not a credit card. I get throttled, yet they tell me that everybody's buying on credit cards. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to hand you cash. Can I get more? They're like, no. It's like, okay. Doesn't make any sense. Like, they're legitimately throttling people. And he even said to me that he's not getting, and this is one of the really bigger stores in the, and look, I'm in the New York City area. So the stores do crazy volume. It's just law of big numbers. Ton of foot traffic going through, a lot of customers. Even he's getting throttled. And he was taking pallets and pallets back when Pallet Day Evolve was $105.
Yep. Same.
So, for stores like that to be throttling people, it just goes to exactly what Alex was saying, what Brian's saying. Like, they're running big businesses and they can't even get what they want to get. And it just I think it goes to my point that we're going to find out in a couple of years that there has been so much ripped and the demand has been so much that there really is a scarcity of sealed product. And Rudy's probably the only person or one of the only people sitting on a ridiculous amount of volume at this point.
Well, you need to think about when it ever does start to correct. It's like, so when the gigantic conglomerate stores can no longer take, infinite allocations, guess what happens? They push it down to the next guys. Then Brian gets his chance at it. And Brian's going to take everything he can until he maybe can't anymore, doesn't want it. Then it goes to the next guy. Then it gets down to me. Then it's just like, how many people are in line with cash, ready to build those allocations, ready to take more, ready to do what it takes? Yeah, it's just like, how long do you think it takes to actually get to products sitting at distributors again when they can't find anybody in the down line ready to take it? It's far away still.
That's so silly.
So far away. Just think about it. The second that these stores can get more, there's going to be people like me saying, all right, give me triple what you were giving me before.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's funny. I listen to like every video Rudy posts pretty carefully. And whenever there is like a restock, whatever you want to call it, sometimes he'll be like, yeah, I got, an extra 30 boxes of this. And the past couple times that he said that, I've received more product than he did, or at least that he's saying he did. And I'm just like, this is Rudy. I'll get like the last, there was a Paldea, what's Paldea and Fates reprint on the 3-pack bliss, whatever it was. He said how many he got. And I'm like, wow, I got a whole case more than that. And so even him, if you're going to believe what he says, which he's always been honest in my opinion, he's getting throttled on this stuff. It's like, I don't know where, the posts drive me insane. Like,
well, like I said,
you're 100% right.
And you could say me, you could say all of us have reasons to like, embellish or just to say things that are going to benefit us. Dude, Rudy is at the point where he's so financially wealthy. He's so diversified in real estate and stocks and all the different TCGs.
He's got Legos sitting on a shelf.
The paintings, like, dude, he doesn't care. Like, he has no reason to get on there and try to say something to try to make sure he can get a little more money out of it. Like, who's got more on the line, Rudy or a random, site that wants more customers, or, a random YouTuber that wants views? It's just like, think with your heads, people. Like, we're not saying things to like shit on people. We're just trying to be honest. It's like, it makes perfect sense why someone like a little person would want to say things to try to get more customers or get more views and more people to believe them than believing like the people who are actually in the know.
Yeah, I don't think people realize like YouTubers make a ton of money with stupid lies like that. And I don't know. I think if more people knew that, all the people with these like reprint, restock, thumbnails that, oh, everything's gonna get printed
They
on
need
Christmas.
clicks. They need clicks. They need to break fake
Yeah.
news.
I don't
To
think
this
people
day,
understand that.
to this day, I kid you not. I'm gonna look it up right now. Make sure I'm not lying. Yeah. To this day, my most viewed video on my channel. Guess what it's called? Paldea Evolved reprint is here. And in the thumbnail, Paldea with a big reprint. Most viewed video on the channel. That's not an accident.
I don't doubt it. And I think what's really good about those videos is they appeal to both sides, and it's a positive and a negative side, because the people that click it that are terrified that their investments are going to zero, they're going to click it out of fear, which fear always sells. And then the people that are excited that it's coming, they're going to click it out of excitement. And then there's the people that are vindictive, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to make a reaction video saying that A, B, or C was wrong. They click it with like a vindictive, thing involved. It kind of covers three like demographics at one. That's why it gets so many clicks.
And then even better, it gets the two groups to go to battle in the comment sections, driving engagement.
Great engagement.
It's a perfect strategy. And that's the thing, like we all know it. Like we're not everyone in content all sees, like it's almost like a fisherman always sees another fisherman. Like we all see what everyone's doing. It's just, you just don't say the silent part out loud. You just you just kind of let it happen, and you laugh at all the people getting worked up. It's funny, but at the same time, it's just like when you start getting people reach out to you, asking you these questions again and again, you just like have to be like, okay, guys, no, there's nothing coming.
No, absolutely nothing. It's all part of the game.
It's fun. It's fun. This is good.
Yeah. Well, I just looked at my calendar for tomorrow, and I have 7 meetings. So I need to pick a food soon. What do you want? You guys want to close it out with?
What have you been doing with all your time off, Brian? What do you got in the works?
No, he's got a
What do I
haircut.
have? coming 2026, we'll say. Right now, I'm just talking about buying people's collections. There's so many people that are trying to get out, and some of them are a little delulu, but some of them just really want the cash. So I'm looking at that. It's I never thought about, and I think people that do have large collections and want to sell, I think you need to think about the logistics more than you are, because like one guy lives in Virginia, and he's like, so can you drive up and pick it up? Because I'm afraid to ship all this, or you can't ship all this because it's 150 grand worth of stuff. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know. Do I send my brother with a moving truck? Do I get a pod? Do I insure this? The logistics of selling a large collection, it's obviously challenging, but I never thought about it directly until I became like a specific consumer of it. So I'm trying to like find the right strategy. And then also, who pays first? Do I wire this guy 150 G's? Do I have him ship it first because I'm like the famous one and I have a reputation, and then pay him when it gets here? Do I lawyer up? There's so many like logistical things that might be obvious to some people, but I don't know myself, and I don't know who to ask. So I'm just kind of making shit up as I go. So that's been like this past couple days. Of course, Christmas decorating and fun stuff, but it's just like my Wix manager, she's like, so what are you doing for, Black Friday prep? And I'm like, nothing. Why? Like, what do you want me to do? Put stuff on sale? BOGO booster boxes? Like, there's no point. I don't think you're going to see any Black Friday deals on Pokemon from anybody other than like retail stores that are going to be sold out anyway.
Or it'll be like those videos you see from Walmart where like it says Black Friday deal, but then like they lift the price. They lift it up at the same price.
Yeah, there's absolutely no point. So it's actually pretty much the most stress-free holiday season ever, because I'm not doing anything. Like at all. Like there's no Black Friday prep, there's no special item, there's no BOGO, there's no % off. I don't have to do anything. And
interesting.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy, but I am mentally prepping for Mega Dream. Like what are you guys' thoughts on that? Like are you pre-ordering any, Alex, or are you messing with it?
Dude, so like I've stopped pre-ordering Japanese because it seems like if you just buy it like a couple days after, it's like cheaper or whatever.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to get some, because I mean, it's quite a ways away from the English set. I mean, January 30th, and then even then we're not going to get a ton, right? So I'm definitely going to need, especially for streams, something to kind of fill that gap. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get a good amount of Mega Dreams. I think people are going to get tired of Phantasmal quicker because it is just all about the Charizard. And so I'm going to need that set, a lot of that set, because people are going to want to open that leading up to the January 30th release. So for sure, man.
Yeah, we're entering a desert.
Yeah.
Because some people don't buy Japanese at all, but Mega Dream and like some random deck, that's it for the rest of the year into January 30th. And like you said, there's one product that comes out January 30th, and it's going to be $17 a pack.
And like I said, with Avatar falling flat, it's not open like Final Fantasy was. So I'm just like scrambling to try to get some different inventory. So I re-upped some Chinese stuff, getting that. I'm gonna get Japanese. I'm just gonna try to have a good variety to kind of lead up to it. Because yeah, we're gonna be, like you said, desert's a good way to call it.
It's a desert. So I'm mentally preparing for Mega Dream, but I'm not ordering it until Monday after release.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm considering doing this.
What's that?
Ooh.
It looks like it's leveling off.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with this a little bit.
This is Rudy's play.
That's right.
So I've been following it.
I just had a Patreon call before the stream, and we talked about this. But here's the problem. Okay, this is what our group that was on there, our consensus was, right? Is when you look back in history, Magic the Gathering has had collector boxes that haven't performed well. They even have collector boxes that have serialized cards not always perform well. And then you look at Pokemon, and all the booster boxes have always done good, especially the top sets have always done exponentially good. So with that being said, I look at this and I say, that's literally the same price as Destined Rivals right now. Do you buy that or more Destined Rivals?
$1,000 box. Yeah. I don't know.
What do you think, though? Would you buy that or Destined Rivals? Same price.
Well, I'd buy a couple of that on a flyer just as a lottery ticket. But I am considering buying a lot more Destined Rivals because I'm getting more convinced that could be just based on. So there's this guy, Chris Camillo. He is pretty famous for turning, I think, 20 grand into $5 or $6 million trading.
John Money, right?
And he did it by social arbitrage, where he would follow everything talked about on Twitter. And it's a crazy investment strategy. But if I re-engineer what he did with Pokemon, Destined Rival is the most talked about set of Scarlet and Violet. And if you extrapolate that and say that has the potential to be the Evolving Skies of Scarlet and Violet, who cares if you didn't pay $250 for it? Who cares? Pay $400 for it if it's going to go $2,000. Oh, you only 6x instead of 7x your money. Who cares?
Well, and to take that one step further, he's also one of the main investors in Collecticon, right?
He is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to look into this guy more. I don't even know who that is.
They had that show Dumb Money, like in the stock market world.
Yeah.
I think they even did like a first edition box rip back when like things were going crazy in 21.
Yeah, he's a big.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know of this. I don't know who he is, but I know what you're talking about.
He's a very interesting guy.
Sounds like it. Yeah, I don't touch Magic. I'll be doing Destined Rivals. No, I don't understand it. I don't think I should ever buy anything I don't understand. I don't care about Spider-Man. I don't know a thing about Magic. And depending on your sales channels, I think a lot of people shouldn't touch things. Like I could have that Magic the Gathering box for $250 on my site, and I would be surprised if more than 3 sold because no one comes to my site for that. Everything I have that's not Pokemon's cheaper.
Known for it.
It's a good point.
All right, let's leave it with this. I want to ask both of you this. So I had Ty Wilson on a couple of weeks ago, and he runs a very big YouTube channel called Chasing Cardboard. It's basically American pickers for sports card and TCG. So he was saying that, and he said the numbers. Production is 7,000 to 10,000 per episode, and he basically goes around and just enters people's homes, goes through their collection with them, buys their collections, and he videotapes everything. They put the episodes on. If everybody in the chat hasn't watched them, they're actually really entertaining, and they do a great job in production. he had an episode a couple of weeks ago. He bought somebody's sports card collection. I think they settled on it was either $70,000 or $75,000 because the person was moving all their money into One Piece, and this guy was convinced, and he already had, I think, a $50,000 to $100,000 collection of One Piece already, and he is convinced that this is going to become the next Pokemon. So he's getting rid of his sports card investments and moving it all into One Piece. Being that the two of you are in the actual sales world in TCG, are you seeing more people ask for One Piece or care about One Piece?
It's gone down quite a lot on my side, personally.
Gone down?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, good, considerably. I don't even touch it anymore. The demand is so much lower. I only did Japanese One Piece, granted, so now that English is so prevalent, I acknowledge that's a lot of it. But Japanese, just like Pokemon, those sets come out first. And there used to be a lot more excitement for each Japanese set than there is now, to the point where I just stopped. Like I would sell 40 cases of One Piece up until I think EB 01, is that the pink one? I don't know. I'd sell like 30 to 40 cases on every One Piece set. And then once we got to like OP 08, that set sucked, I guess. And then no one cared after that on my particular site. I'm a microcosm of an example, but personally, I don't get One Piece. I think One Piece is Lorcana. I don't see any sort of future for it. That might be a hot take, but I don't get it. I would never spend $1 on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've heard the same rumblings about like One Piece growing and starting to gain steam. I've tried to open it on stream before. It does very poorly. I think I eventually just dumped it for break even barely just to get out of it because it wasn't selling. I was actually like one of the first people on YouTube to talk about One Piece when it like was really coming out, when Blue Bottom got released and everything. And like I was investing in One Piece. I wasn't going heavy, but like I was getting a case of each set because, you know, the manager at my card store was telling me about it. It's going to be hot. You need to get some of this. So I was just getting a case of each set. And when OP5 came out, I went through that massive boom and everything went up exponentially. Romance Dawn went to $1,000 a box. I got in for like 100 and something. So I sold out. And honestly, I was going back and looking at some of the prices. Romance Dawn's a lot higher, but like Paramount War, I sold Paramount War when it was over 400 a box. And now it's like not even there. And some of these other boxes are like at under, barely over what I sold them for. And I'm starting to look, I'm just like, I don't know, like maybe it gains steam and all this stuff recovers and becomes this huge thing. I know it's a big popular IP, but I mean, the thing is, like, Pokemon's like a triple threat. It's got the anime, it's got the games, it's got the cards, like, it's got Nintendo behind the, you know, driving all of it. Like, Bandai doesn't have the greatest, like, track record in long, you know, term TCGs. I mean, they've killed other very popular IP card games. I mean, Dragon Ball just can't make it. So I don't know, like, maybe not. Like, I'm definitely not going all in on it. Like, I mean, I understand people want to, you know, kind of speculate on it and buy some, but I just don't see it, man. I think Magic and Pokemon kind of have the market covered and everyone's kind of fighting for the third and fourth spot. And will it Yu-Gi-Oh stand the test of time still? Will One Piece take its spot? I don't know. But I think what's happening, in my opinion, while everything's so, you know, crazy and all the money's moving into this, you look at a genius buying anything. But when things contract and the market ever contracts, the tried and true is going to stand the test of time. Pokemon, Magic, other things. And a lot of these smaller TCs are going to get kind of snuffed out. That's my opinion.
Love it. Well, I got to call it here. So I do have to get I got to get at least 6 hours of sleep. So
at least.
Yeah, 6 to 7. I got to get at least 6 or I'm just off.
Brian gets his sleep too, but it's normally like from like 5 a.m. to noon.
Yeah, that's about right. It's like 4 to 11, and then I take a nap in the day.
I remember one time I told you I got up at 7 a.m. You're like, dude, that's unhinged.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's days I go to bed at 7. That's absolutely insane.
I actually wish I was on that schedule, but I am not.
Love it.
All right.
That's
well,
nice.
Thank you everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. And we will see everybody next week.
See y'all.